They say spread love, not hate, but today we spreading hate. Hello, medics. What is something that you hate in anime? Oh my god, what is there not to hate most of the time? I think one thing everybody can agree to is filler, bro. Filler should only really be used in OVAs and like spin-off movies. I hate when a story is pacing itself really good and then the business of the anime industry gets in the way. I think most of the time they make filler because the anime is catching up to the manga and they still feel like they have to release some things to appease the people, but it never appeases me. I've never watched a filler episode and like, oh man, this is peak. Respect to Hajime Isayama, respect to Attack on Titan. I would rather a show come out and we wait like 8 years rather than get some filler that nobody asked for. You decrease the quality of work when you put out filler. Naruto being a good example. The one thing or the two things that I think Naruto fell short of is the Kaguya ending and the amount of filler that's in its show. I don't care about Rock Lee fighting a kangaroo, bro. See what the original poster aids. In my case, it's whenever the fight is at its finest and then boom, flashback. Yeah. You know who's guilty of this? Especially My Hero Academia. Why in the Mirio versus Overhaul fight, y'all gave Mirio a slideshow? It was Mirio's time to shine. Show us the true meaning of a hero. And then you make a flashback, and for some reason this flashback of Mirio's backstory is more animated than the actual fight. Why are you interrupting the pace of the show with a flashback, bro? Don't even get me started on Demon Slayer 2. I swear, every time Tanjiro's blade is about to cut the neck of a demon, here goes this white transition and we're showed the sad life of a demon. Why are you interrupting the pace of the fight? We wouldn't have to spend 5 minutes on a flashback during the fight if you maybe spent 10 minutes building up the character beforehand. Just my opinion. One says the recap episode. Yo, there is nothing worse than watching a show week by week and you pull up, let's say Wednesday, 11 a.m. You're ready. Last week's episode was fire. Then you tune in and you're just recapping the last 6 episodes. It's like, what is, you're slapping me in the face. You thought I forgot what happened in a matter of 1 week? I understand if there's 2 cores in a season of anime and then they do a recap episode on the second core on the first episode because like, yo, we might need a refresher. But bro, if you just putting out a recap episode because your animators, weren't given enough time, you let them see their family a little bit too much, bro, don't put that out. I'm not trying to watch that. When there's a long gap between seasons, they can be legitimately useful. Otherwise, yeah, they're pointless and everyone, including the creators, knows it. I like how they added that, including the creators. Characters clash. Proceed to talk for 5 minutes. I can't even say that I hate this because if I say that I hate characters talking in between their fights, then I'm basically saying I don't like all shonen, and that's far from the truth. I feel like that's just something that comes with it. Maybe I'm jaded to it all. It does make the moments where the characters don't have any dialogue when they fight, it does make those moments a little bit more intense and like more peak. Like when Sukuna was fighting Maharaga, I think 8 to 10 minutes straight of animation, no talking. We just had to use the information that we had to figure out what was going on in the fight. Another example is the Naruto and Sasuke final fight. Naruto gap. So when him and Sasuke was just throwing hands during that sequence, you're watching it and you're going, yo, this is actually the real deal now. Characters that should have died and are somehow magically alive. That's the reason I stopped watching Tokyo Revengers. There was a season where they were fighting in a church. One of the guys got hit in the head with a pipe and then got back up like 5 minutes later. I was like, enough is enough. Enough is enough, Tokyo Revengers. When you do stuff like that, it ruins the stakes. So when something actually happens that's permanent, for me, I'm watching and I'm like, Someone says, I have quit series over this, especially if the series pretends to have an edge, refusing to kill characters that you have given a proper send-off to. It reveals that the series is only handle and no knife. Hold on, that is a sick saying. Only handle, no knife? I'm gonna have to add that to the repertoire. Fan service and emotional scenes. That's another thing I low-key don't like in anime. Fan service is insane. The counter argument for fan service is always, what, you don't like titties? Like, bro, I'm not trying to see animated ones every 4 minutes. Someone says something that they hate is people using the word underrated in their reviews. I think that's just because if you're a fan of something, you speak in absolute. That's why so many people people spam the word mid, overrated, underrated, trash, the greatest thing of all time. People do that in music debates, video game debates, sports. It's just words of passion. Someone replied to that saying, I will combine that with people declaring anime of the year in a review watching the second episode of a show in spring. How do you even possibly know? Dang, he calling me out. I made my free run video after I watched all the free run, but I'm telling you, episode 1, I was like, yo, this is anime of the year. And I still think that free run is anime of the year this year. 3 things that someone else hates: no endings, romance baiting, and no kiss scenes. I think that's the funny, like, stark difference between American television. American television, episode 1, they doing the freaky deaky. But in K-dramas, bro, in anime, strict eye contact and awkwardness for 12 episodes, and they might hold hands on episode 13. That kind of writing does make the romance more tense, I guess. I'm not mad at it. Someone hates that anime doesn't end fights. I'm not mad at a good spin back in anime. I love when the villain's like, you win this time. And then they disappear and they spin back. That gets me every time. Someone hates how anime characters be acting surprised at everything. Yo, if you got an anime where the character is always surprised at every action, you gotta have good voice actors, bro. If not, I'm not gonna be able to tolerate them being surprised all the time. Ain't nothing worse than a voice actor going in your ear for 2 minutes, bro. You gotta make sure that shock hits. How it's very hard to watch some shows legally from the internet. Well, with today's sponsor, ExpressVPN, I wish. Hates retcons for plot convenience. Naruto Shippuden and Dragon Ball Super are plagued with those. I don't mind retcons because I let a lot of things slide in the entertainment that I digest, but I do hate when I'm watching something and I don't know a retcon has happened. It just leaves me confused. Sword Art Online released a movie where they added more context to the events that took place in season 1, but they retconned a couple things. So when I was watching the movie, I'm like, yo, this doesn't add up to the continuity. I don't like feeling confused when I watch things. Brings out a negative emotion. If you're gonna retcon something, you gotta make it known, bro. Put it in big bold letters before the movie or episode starts. Different rules now. Don't be upset. Well, actually us. Retcons are like 1/5 of the reason why Kingdom Hearts is so hard to follow. Censorship and dimming / ghosting. This is so factual. Bro, that Shibuya arc when Toji was fighting that crab man curse, whatever that was. First time watching it, it could have been so much more peak if epilepsy didn't exist. I know we got to be mindful for people, you know what I mean? I don't want somebody watching anime and then, you know, start tweaking. And I think that is an actual law in Japan where they have to add ghosting and dimming in certain scenes. But man, I wish we didn't have to wait until Blu-ray comes out to watch the original. They should do on the streaming services where, you know how you can switch between dub and sub versions? They should do like ghosting and non-ghosting versions as well. I don't know how that would be possible. You know, I'm not a computer engineer, but I don't think that would be too difficult. Killing the person who has killed thousands of people or has caused an insane amount of suffering is wrong and would make you the same as them. No, no, no. Kill them. I wholeheartedly agree. That trope is so played out, bro. That trope is so played out. Yo, I swear, the main character will be piecing up the villain. It'd be dead bodies of innocent civilians all around, and right before the hero deals the final blow, they stop themselves and they go, if I killed you, I'd be no better than you. No, you wouldn't. No, you would just have one body to your name versus 1,000. It's too many Batmans and Captain Americas in anime, bro. I'm telling you, that trope is so played out. If you're gonna do that trope, you gotta at least make it worth it. The philosophical battle between the villain and the hero has to not be surface level on some, what is the value of a life? How come you can kill but I can't? It's like, stop. It's so stupid. Someone hates when the main character doesn't realize that the girl is interested in him. I mean, that's not a trope, that's just real life. Most hated thing in anime is when the first season is amazing but there's no season 2. Bro, it's like you give me something really good and then you just leave a hole in my heart. It's very manipulative and it's very toxic when anime studios be doing that to us. Bro, no season 2 of No Game, No Life. Hunter x Hunter hasn't finished and it's never coming back. We didn't even get a season 2 of Promised Neverland, and Promised Neverland season 1 was amazing, but for some reason they didn't make a season 2. Season 2 of Promised Neverland does not exist, guys. Someone says they hate when characters scream announce their moves. What? Bankai? Domain expansion? Kamehameha? These are iconic things about anime. I don't like when anime character announces themselves and then the villain dodges them, but saying your move and then doing it is a classic anime trope that I don't think should go anywhere, especially in shonen. First of all, force cliche character tropes and characteristics, and for whatever reason making the main character dumb. Yes, I'm looking at you shonen animes. Over explanation of stuff, Hunter x Hunter, stretching out episodes, and lastly, power of friendship. Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, medics, that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know what you hate about anime. We being some haters today. Thank you for getting this far in the video. Go ahead and like the video if you haven't already. Hating anime is now released for now until the next video, until I have something negative to say about another anime. Bye.